All right, so hello everyone. I would like to welcome you to our today's webinar. And I do hope that the information I will provide will prove useful and help you better understand how to get a job in IT in Poland. So let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Joanna. I'm originally from Gdańsk, Poland, so I live by the sea. I've been in HR for nearly 9 years now, 6.5 being in recruitment. I strongly believe in a workplace based on transparency, collaboration spirit, trust, and knowledge sharing. And I know that if these values resonate with you as well, you can find them in many companies in Poland. Currently, I work in ITMAGINATION. It is a Polish company established in 2008, and it has been creating software solutions for international clients, enabling them to innovate better and faster. All right, so our agenda for today. We will talk about the Polish job market in IT sector. So I will tell you a little bit more about the opportunities that await you. I will tell you how to make it easier for recruiters to find you and help you get that job that you want. We will talk about employment of candidates from Ukraine in Poland. And then at the very end, I will give you some tips on how to network and where to be in 2022. So when it comes to events. And as Tanya mentioned, we will leave some time at the very end for your questions. I hope that you will have some, and I do hope that I will be able to answer them. I will do my best to do that. Okay, so Polish job market in IT sector. When I think of the Polish IT market, I think of a great openness to innovations and broadly understood new technologies. It is not without reason that Poland is recognized as one of the world leaders in implementing innovative solutions, for example, in area of banking or fintech. For this reason, many young people direct their interest, including professional ones, in this direction. So in addition, in this part of Europe, we have a relatively large number of university graduates in technical faculties, but also people who develop in this area on their own, so they are self-taught. As a result, the supply of candidates on the market is greater than in other countries, which is good, right? And in a conversation with managers from abroad, we often hear that they are impressed by the efficiency and proactivity of our specialists, as well as by their skillful solving of current problems in projects or proposing new directions of development. And what I think is that many Polish employers see the similarities in terms of education, experience, or skills in candidates from Ukraine. And this is undoubtedly a great competitive advantage of you as candidates. And you should be aware of that and you should use it. So these similarities facilitate communication within the company and day-to-day management of teams. And the similar skills and experience that we have drive the multi-dimensional development of the organization, you know, so not to mention the diversity. So it's very beneficial for employers to hire candidates from Ukraine. Okay, what else? The employee market is booming, the workforce gap is widening, and the digital transformation is not slowing down. And this is not a cliche, it really is like that. And I think that you are aware of it. Salaries in IT are getting higher. And when it comes to remote work, I've recently read a report by Nofluffjobs. So this is a top European IT job board created by Poles. This is a Polish company. And this report was about 2021 IT market in Poland, and the number of ads offering remote work alone recorded 260% more compared to 2020. So they accounted for 1/3 of all posted ads. I think it's, it speaks for itself. I think it's time to stop talking about remote work as a trend and start treating it as a standard. There's also this longitudinal hiring trend, which means that employers are hiring an employee not based on his location, but time zone. And teams no longer have to share an office, just share the same time on their watches. But I'm sure that you are already aware of that. Let us bear in mind that the IT sector offers many more career paths than those related to programming. So humanists, graphic designers, and sociologists will find a place here, just like Michael Scott indicates that he's not a technical person. But this is actually a good time to look for a job, as 2021 was very kind to non-technical categories. So the roles that dominated in terms of the job offers posted were product management, UX, design, and business analysis. In the case of hard IT, let's call it like that, security and AI should be distinguished. But of course, Backend shakes the tech world, not only in Poland, but also throughout Central and Eastern Europe. And although Backend, Frontend, and Full Stack jointly accounted for, let's say, 55% of all offers, there were twice as many offers for Backend users alone. So, it speaks for itself that Backend is highly needed, and the specialists with these skills are looked after, and employers want to hire them. But testing is also a strong category in Poland, third place on the podium, higher than the front end even. And right behind the IT Iron 4, so backend, full stack, frontend, and testing, we will find project management and support roles being strongly needed to fill fast. So this is the condition of the market. Okay, when it comes to salaries, and I'm sorry that this photo is in Polish, but I just took it from the report, actually. So when it comes to salaries, the best paid jobs were in the security, DevOps, and big data field. And that was for 2021. And though I believe that this trend still prevails, we shall see what 2020 will bring, as it may dynamically change. But as you can see, more or less, these were the salaries and the ranges of the salaries in 2021. Okay, so how to help recruiters find you? I wonder if you've heard this joke before. Two programmers meet and one says, I've heard you lost your job. What is it like to be unemployed? And the second one replies, it was the worst 30 minutes of my life. And though it may make you smile or make you laugh, we recruiters, however, are often not amused, especially since programmers are very specific, quite hermetic professional group. I would like you to understand that the IT market in Poland is a model example of the employee market, which has been reigning for several years now, and it does not seem that anything will change, actually. So there is still a shortage of specialists, and the demand is greater than the supply. So specialists dictate the terms and are seeked for outside of Poland. So this is a great opportunity for actually people living and not residing here in this country. It is really typical for you, even as candidates, as developers or working in IT, to get like a dozen or so job offers a day, and most of them are never read. I'm sure that you've received some emails before, didn't open them or declined not even reading. And it is actually a shame, because you never know if there is something better waiting for you just around the corner. So believe me, it is worth being Neo and get out of the matrix sometimes. So what we do to find you as recruiters? Well, we do a bunch of things to do that. We use our internal databases that keep your info to reach out to you after some specific period of time and check if you are ready to make that switch. That is why it is always useful to agree to be contacted in the future if you apply. We use companies' career sites to help you know the company culture, meet the team, see what we offer, what you can expect from the recruitment process, which recruiter is responsible for which process, so it would be easier for you to reach them directly, and obviously what the salary ranges are. So it is all actually very transparent, and career sites are always worth to explore. Believe me, you can find a lot of information there to help you get a job or to relocate, or to get a contact, to ask questions about how you can change jobs and if there is anything available for you. So we use LinkedIn, we use GitHub, Stack Overflow, we go to job fairs, meetups, conferences. There is a lot of recruitment marketing involved in finding and attracting candidates, showing off how we work, what we do, and so on and so forth. So probably you got this, you grasp it, that we really do our best to attract you and to show you that it is worth connecting with us, because as recruiters, it is us who can get you in a company you want to join, or it is us who can give you some great tips on how to pass the recruitment process with flying colors, or finally, it is us who will fight for you and negotiate behind the scenes with the hiring managers if we see that you are a great fit for the company. So we recruiters are here for you, and I would like you to understand that, and it's always worth to approach us, to get in touch with us, to ask questions. We are here to answer them, Okay. Moving forward, LinkedIn probably is the first place for sourcing, and like the first and most important tool of any recruiter or any sourcer to find candidates, to reach out to them with job offers and opportunities. So for you as candidates, it is worth keeping your profile up to date. So thanks to that, you won't need to create a separate resume. You will have it updated and online, easy to access and share your experiences, but not only with recruiters, it's like worth having it updated while you are networking as well. It's great if you would expose your repo. It would be great if you had one, actually, as it may help you in your recruitment process. It can make it faster. It can show off your skills as a developer. So it's really worth having it on your profile as well. Use the summary field. So indicate if you want to or do not want to be contacted, how you want to develop, what you are looking for in your workplace, what are your values, and so on and so forth. If you are open to work, indicate it, like the guy on the photo. Thanks to this, recruiters will know that you are open to work, that you are looking, maybe actively, and they will approach you with offers or opportunities. Take care of the recommendation section on your profile. It can be very helpful in your process and may influence the offer you receive in the end. Skills certificates, something very obvious, but sometimes people do not include them. And it's really great to show off what you can do, what you're good at. So do that. Languages you speak, especially English, since English is broadly used, especially in companies that work with international clients, and teams are getting more and more diverse, and you can use English in internal communication as well. So it's worth indicating that as well. Accept invites from recruiters always, and reply to messages you receive. And why this is important. So recruiters want to know if their offer is interesting or why you reject it. We gather a lot of data and later analyze it. So this data being, for example, your salary expectations, help companies understand how the IT employee market changes over time, what are the employees' needs, what you're after, what you expect from the workplace, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty important. Yes. Okay. So let us proceed to the topic of employment in Poland. I would like to highlight from the very start that I am not a lawyer, and that each case of hiring a non-EU citizen is very specific and very unique. So if you consider moving here or working remotely from Polish for Polish employers, you should always consult with the right offices or check the career site for info, or directly approach a recruiter from a company you wish to apply to look for this information to, answer the questions that you may have. Many Polish companies opened to hiring remote employees mostly because of the pandemic, and the recent Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to establishing the Act on Aid to Ukrainian Citizens. Maybe you are already aware of that. So it provides Ukrainian citizens, it provides that Ukrainian citizens who entered Poland on or after February 24th, 2022, will be granted the right to legally stay in Poland until August 24th, 2023. It will be possible to extend it, to extend the right to residency for the period of 3 years. This will be a temporary residence permit. The application for the temporary residence permit can be submitted at the earliest after 9 months from the date of entry. I know what the situation is now at that. Probably some of you cannot enter or cannot leave Ukraine, but I have to tell you about it as well. So you will be able to apply for a PESEL number. This is an 11-digit identification number, and obtain a trusted profile. So a trusted profile is an electronic identification allowing for confirmation of identity in public systems. So the application for PESEL number will need to be submitted personally, so in the commune office. You will be able to work in the territory of Poland. You will have the right to start a business in Poland on the same terms as Polish citizens, under the condition of obtaining PESEL number. And this is actually great because many companies in Poland hire employees or cooperate with employees on the basis of B2B, so business to business relations. And you have to have your own sole proprietorship to be able to cooperate with many companies in Poland. And you will have the right to register with powiat labor offices and be recognized as unemployed or looking for a job. There is also a helpline for Ukrainians created by the National Chamber of Legal Advisors, and I will leave the links at the end of the presentation, as well as a guide prepared by a law firm cooperating with ITMAGINATION, so the company where I work currently, on how to live and how to work in Poland. So maybe this will be helpful for you, for your family members, so you can always check it out. When it comes to working remotely, this actually can be tricky for non-EU citizens, and let me explain why. It is currently hard to send all the necessary work equipment to non-EU countries. And there are issues connected to information and system security. Additionally, many companies which offer IT services to international clients are bound by legal obligations. And their clients expect their sensitive data not to leave EU. So it is important that the employers hire people that are located in the European Union in some companies. This is the case, for example, in ITMAGINATION. And you need to be aware that other companies in Poland may have similar approach to this. So it's always worth checking with the recruiter, asking the questions, because they will know if they can hire you remotely or if they cannot do this, or how they can help you, right, with getting a job. If, however, you are or you will be based somewhere in the EU, then it is easier, as to work remotely, you usually need to establish a sole proprietorship, so otherwise called this B2B that I've already mentioned. So this is the business to business, like a one-person business, right? Yes. So basically, this is how it is. I want to be very transparent about it. In ITMAGINATION, we do just that. So we cooperate with remote employees located in European Union on the basis of B2B. And you can check the available positions on our website. You will have the link in the presentation as well. Otherwise, there are some really great job boards in Poland. I've mentioned 3 most popular, in my opinion, and worth visiting when you decide to look for work. And there you will be able to find job ads of employers supporting Ukrainian candidates. This may mean, for example, that knowledge of the Polish language is not required, that the recruitment process takes place in Ukrainian. The company offers a relocation package or help with relocating or a psychological support. So it is pretty great to explore. Some of these job boards already have filters, already are translated to Ukrainian, so it will be easier for you to, go around them. Additionally, Nofluffjobs created a new website that they will regularly fill with content tailored to the needs of people from Ukraine. So there are how-to articles about taking up a job in Poland, hints in Ukrainian about banks, obtaining a PESEL number, employment, and a list of job offers from employers who will be happy to support candidates with various benefits. You will find some useful links with job portals, not only in IT, but also in the creative industry. There are things like a Polish-Ukrainian dictionary with words that you will most often find in the job offer. So it may prove very helpful, very useful for you. And a very important thing, there is this email there, like an email contact to which you can send all questions related to recruitment and the Polish labor market. So it may prove really, really helpful if you want to get a job here. What about learning Polish? I actually thought about it for some time. Is it worth, or if it's not worth learning it? I even asked my network what they think, and the opinions are very, very, let's say, different. But I personally believe that yes, it is worth learning the language if you plan to work and stay here, maybe move here in the future. So obviously, many companies have very diverse talent in place, and not all employees speak Polish, of course. So the internal communication in these companies is in English. Or like in the case of ITMAGINATION, for example, you could work with the team on the client side, where fluent English would be needed, and this would be the only language you would probably speak. But still, it is worth learning the language to understand Poles and their culture, and to better interact with your team if it is made out of Polish speakers only. Not to mention, you know, your daily life in our country. Many people still do not speak English here, so it's easier. So it would be easier to communicate. All right. So we're approaching the end, and I would like to give you a little bit of networking top tips. So apart from all the tips I've already mentioned, when it comes to, you know, helping recruiters find you, and, you know, looking for a job in Poland, getting a job here, it is also important to grow your network and meet other people specializing in your field of expertise. I hope that you already do that, but if not, I strongly encourage you to start. Try to increase your visibility through posts on different social media platforms, through blogs, or being a speaker at a conference or a meetup. Join groups on Facebook, LinkedIn, or a meetup. You know, I think LinkedIn or Twitter are actually really good places to grow your network, to you know, add people to your network, ask questions. Not only recruiters are there, but a lot of specialists who like to share knowledge, so it's worth doing that. Attend local meetups. Very often they are free, and it is a great place to network and get new contacts. And obviously these bigger conferences, they offer a very broad opportunities to network, so don't be afraid to do it. Some of the people are new to this as well, and it's always worth getting to know someone new. Okay, guys, so here in this presentation, obviously it will be shared with you after the webinar. I've listed some of the top events happening in Poland in 2020, as you can 22. As you can see, some of them are offline, meaning they are happening in this particular towns in Poland, and you need to be present, like in person, to attend them. But there are a lot of, and the majority is online. So you will be able to explore, see if anything there is interesting for you, try to sign up and attend. I think that these are really, really great and interesting events that await you. Okay, so from my side, that would be all for now. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you today, and I do hope that you found something new, something interesting, and understood more on how it works here in Poland, how to get a job here, and what the recruiters want from you and what the employers expect.